What's up, Ravens? We have a very exciting show for y'all today, including an into of some of our school events, including the musical, open house, and the dance team fundraiser.
We also have some thrilling stories on the Jesus Rally, Veterans Day, 7 stories, and a Lego competition.
Without further ado, let's roll that intro. Since the start of the school year, the theater department has been working hard on Beauty and the Beast, the musical. Let's take it to Garrett Foster for an inside look at what the crew does.
This week, the fall musical Beauty and the Beast opens, but what most people don't see is the hardworking crew behind the scenes.
During the show, I sit backstage and I make sure everyone's grabbing the right props and using them properly.
Although there are a lot of essential cast members that help make this show possible, there's also lots of crew members that help make this show possible too.
My favorite part of props is seeing all the props arrive and seeing all the actors be on stage with what they have.
The crew does a lot of work backstage that often goes unnoticed, and they do a phenomenal job at making sure the show runs smoothly. For the Raven Network, this has been Garrett Foster.
The musical opens tonight, and we will have a show tomorrow and Saturday at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Tickets are available online, or you can scan the QR code on the posters around the school. We'll now send it over to Addison Lowe, who has a couple of special guests in the studio. Addison?
Hi everyone, my name is Addison Lowe, and today I'm joined by Caden Perkins and Marley Evans to talk a little bit more about the Jesus Rally happening very, very soon. All right, so I know that there have been a couple of Jesus Rallies in the past, so what can our students expect with this one?
Yeah, so when you first get to North, you'll just walk in and there'll be probably a lot of people greeting you and just being really excited to see you because everyone's very special. And then when you get into the auditorium, we'll have worship and a message, and then an altar call at the end for when people want to make a next decision in their faith or just want to know more. And then at the end, for the first 300 guests, there will be Chick-fil-A, so pass that out too.
Perfect, so that probably takes a lot of preparation. So who is in charge of making everything happen?
Yeah, so we actually have 20 different students from all over the Olathe High Schools. We get together, we had a couple meetings during the summer, and during those meetings we can discuss how we're going to implement it this next year. And so with this, we're super excited and super pumped to be doing this at Olathe North this year.
Awesome, so what is the overall goal of the Jesus Rally? Like, what do you want the students to feel while they're there?
Yeah, so we just want to reach kids where they're at. It's kind of hard and it's awkward sometimes for kids to go to a church if they're not raised in that environment. So we just want kids to be able to go to public school, there's no pressure, and just learn about the gospel and what we believe to be truth that can change their lives. And so our goal is just to reach kids where they're at and help people make the next steps in their faith or wherever they want.
Absolutely, and I think that's great that we're doing it at such a young age as well while we're all still in high school. But finally, when and where is the Jesus Rally?
Yeah, so the Jesus Rally is actually tomorrow, November 15th, and it's going to be super hype, super fun. It's at 6 p.m. tomorrow at Olathe North.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. All right, again, if the Jesus Rally interests you, it is tomorrow, 6 p.m. in the Olathe North Auditorium. For now, this has been Addison Lowe. Let's send it back over to Avery.
Last week, RDT had a very special event to raise money for their program. Jada Lee has more information.
On November 9th, the ONW dance team hosted a music bingo event at Stone Pillar Vineyard.
So we try to make this as fun as possible, especially with us being a dance team. We're very music oriented, I guess. So we try to make the music bingo very fun. It's not like you have to force anyone to have fun.
The Raven dance team promotes their fundraiser through flyers and social media 2 weeks prior and have volunteers as well as themselves running the event.
Fun, it's family friendly, so you can bring anyone. So that's the main reason why we kind of take this on.
Not only is Music Bingo a perfect event for families to come together and enjoy, but the proceeds mean something more to the dancers.
So I'm a dance team mom. My daughter is Sydney, and so I am helping with the fundraising this year. And so we just wanted to come up with new ideas. This is our second year actually here, but it was just a fun idea to be able to get out and raise some funds for the dance team and have a good time at the same time.
This fundraiser helps RDT pay for necessities such as choreography fees and costumes. More importantly, it helps pay for nationals in the spring.
We really appreciate everyone's support that came out tonight. Hope they have a great time and come back next year.
For the Raven Network, this has been Jada Lee.
If you are still interested in wanting to donate, contact RDT's Booster Club for the Vetmo.
With more school news, ONW is so lucky to have an amazing program represented at our school.
Ashlyn Vaughn has more information on the Ecom Open House.
Tuesday night, ONW Ecom Academy put on its open house to show off what all these students do on the daily.
This is our annual 8th grade open house where 8th graders from all over Olathe middle schools come to see what Ecom's all about. And I think they get a great taste of all the things from video, which includes broadcasting, making movies, to the other 3 strands of animation, graphic design, and web.
Students from all strains of the program were proud to share what they worked to accomplish and how their experiences at ONW helped them get prepared for the future.
I am talking about graphic design. Mostly we do branding and typography. We do product placement with our boxes and our stickers, and we do client work as well.
While 8th graders are looking to join this program, they hear all about the benefits it provides.
What's unique is the first year they come in here, they get a taste of all of it. And then as they go through sophomore and junior year, they narrow it down to 1. And so I think that's one of the most unique things is that we could probably be like 4 to 6 different academies, but we're all in one.
For ONW Now, this has been Ashlyn Vaughn.
Wow, such a fun event.
And don't worry, join us next week as we will recap the engineering open house as well.
With that, after a short commercial break, we will take it to game day.
Hey Ravens, welcome back to everyone's favorite segment, Game Day. I'm Bryson Idris, joined alongside
Oliver Christie, and we have a packed show full with interesting stories, so without further ado, let's get into it.
ONW's football season unfortunately came to an end this past Friday. The Ravens battled to the second round of the 6A playoffs, but unfortunately dropped a heartbreaker to the Blue Valley West Jaguars.
Great job, Ravens, on such an amazing season, and big thank you to our seniors for leaving such a positive impact on the program.
Although the football season is over, one big positive to take away is the success of our rushing attack this year. Let's throw it to Oliver for more.
After much development during his freshman and sophomore season, ONW running back Jalen Douglas finally got his starting opportunity this year and didn't look back.
Jalen's gotten stronger. He's learned how to run between the tackles. I would tell you the most value from him is just his character and his well-being and how he treats his teammates.
With the help of Jalen's stellar season, the Ravens vastly improved off of last year's record, finishing 6-4 and making the second round of the 6A playoffs.
It just really shows how far we came from last year compared to this year, and it just also shows like what we're capable of doing when we play at our full potential.
After rushing for nearly 1,000 yards, Jalen will certainly pose a serious threat for opponents next year.
After a season like this, people will be watching out for him. He's got an uphill climb for next year, but I think he's up to the task.
Although Jalen had an impressive year, he'll need to keep working hard this offseason if he wants to be just as dominant next year.
I'm playing multiple different sports, keep on lifting as well, get stronger and bigger so that next season I'll be able to be a lot better.
I think he's up for the challenge. I mean, I think the sky is the limit for him.
For the Raven Network, this has been Oliver Christie.
Our Olathe Northwest Marching Ravens are having an incredible season, and they're competing at regionals today. Let's send it over to Garrett Anderson for more on this impressive performance from our Ravens.
Olathe Northwest Marching Ravens had a stellar season this year. So now, let's take a deeper look at what some of the players thought.
Chemistry is super important. You kind of get, we're lucky enough to, as a band, in most cases, to play with such talent and such great performance that really the band members you just get into a feel of a song and you start to feel the music move and play together. So chemistry-wise, I think at any level that you want to get involved in, you should do it. Every program around in our area are certain.
One of my favorite parts of marching band is getting to just interact with all the people that love music just as much as I do. And so keeping like the morale up is very important to competition and stuff, just to make sure that we perform well.
First thing I would say is to not let how marching band looks scary. It can seem very scary. There's a lot of moving pieces, but in reality, it's the process is small individual pieces coming together to make something great. And so you as a person or an individual can definitely impact, even if you don't think you're at this crazy great level.
After interviewing the players, let's hear what their teacher, Mr. Davis, thought about their performance.
The chemistry for marching band is essential to them having a product that's exciting to see and hear and exciting for them to want to work on. There's so many times where musically, visually, the students are collaborating with one another throughout different parts of the show to make it something really exciting and musically rewarding. And they spend an awful lot of time working. All are welcome. It's an awful lot of fun. It's a great way to meet people. It's a terrific way to get to cheer on our sports, our football team, to be involved with the pep assemblies and so many school spirit opportunities. And it's hard to put into words what makes it really worthwhile, but I would encourage students who might be interested to visit with those who participate and ask them.
Marching band takes time and commitment in and out of the classroom. If you have any questions, contact Mr. Davis. This has been Garrett Anderson for the Raven Network.
Good luck marching band at regionals today. Now, let's pass it over to Anna Dries for a look into the unified bowling season and what the team means to our school.
Unified bowling offers a great chance for students to build empathy and improve social skills.
Unified bowling is a CASHA-sponsored sport where we have students who are identified or otherwise students in special education, and the students who are not, also known as mentors. It is also ran alongside with Special Olympics Kansas.
The dedication that goes into the season is unmatched, and it means more to the students than you can imagine.
I joined Unified Bowling because my mom wanted me to, and two, I thought it would be the best fit for me. I also joined Unified Bowling because my sister had done it in the past. The fact that these kids can come out here and play sports and feel like they're included, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Every fall, Unified Bowling brings IPS students and mentors together, creating a team built on friendship and fun.
Well, my favorite part of Unified Bowling is seeing a lot of people and watching bowling and eating the pretzel and the root beer. I love people so much, and I like bowling. It's one of my favorite sports I did back in COVID. Next year, I'm going to miss my best buddy. His name is Reed Goldeisen. I'm going to miss him, but I know he told me of his favorite line. Don't worry, buddy, I'll be around.
This past Tuesday, the team placed first overall in regionals and will head to state competition next week in Topeka. In Unified Bowling, it's not just about the pins you knock down, but it's about the connections that are made beyond the lanes. For the Raven Network, this has been Anna Dries.
Thank you, Anna, for that amazing story. You guys have heard of powder where female athletes play football, but last week, ONW hosted a spin-off where the boys got a chance to try something new.
Let's send it over to Brandon Lewis for more on this year's Buff Puff event.
Last Tuesday, ONW hosted its annual Buff Puff game, where male athletes teamed up to play in a volleyball tournament.
I feel like it's like getting like just something like into like our like schedule for ONW and like just adding some like fun thing on a night since we haven't had this in a while, and like it was a hit freshman year for sure.
I think, having a year off, there's a lot of hype coming back to it. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, having fun, going out competing, and that's it.
The preparation going into the game looked different from each team, but everyone had one goal in mind.
We've done team practices, too, and then we have a group chat going.
We've done one practice where we spent like an hour just going over drills and different rotations.
We're in the weight room every day. We got, that's about it though. Group chat going on, get some team chem going, stay in volleyball over the summer. That's the other thing.
The games get super hype and competitive, presenting a new challenge for the teams.
Very competitive. Last time we had it, a lot of juices flowing, a lot of action going on. So very competitive.
I think everyone's very excited to play because we haven't done this in a while.
The crowd, you know, going against my friends.
Just stay focused. A lot of teams can get rattled, you know, get going a little too much, but we're just going to keep it calm, have some discipline.
Each team built up their own individual strategy to help them find success.
My strategy for my lineup is to make sure I don't have like all of our good players right next to each other.
We have a 7-footer. We're going to put him in front of the goal or net, and then we're going to have everyone else behind, and we're just going to hit it to the other side.
This event brought students closer together and is something to look forward to in the coming years. For the Raven Network, this has been Brandon Lewis.
Well, Ravens, that's a wrap for game day. Thanks for tuning in to your favorite segment. For the Raven Network, this has been Oliver Christie.
And Bryson Iderish. Now back to the desk.
This past Monday was Veterans Day, and the city of Lenexa wanted to honor all what veterans do for the country.
Let's take a peek at some very inspiring artwork veterans created.
The Place of Peace Veterans Art Exhibit is a special show that features U.S. military veterans artists hosted by the Lenexa Art Council and the Arts Council of Johnson County.
This event is honoring veterans this month for November. We have sculpture, we have paintings, photography, jewelry making.
Arts and creativity have long been known to help veterans find support and community. This exhibit encourages sharing through expression.
Suzanne Neely, who's the art director, she interviews the artists, and then they have a committee, an art committee, and they choose, you know, who they want to display the art for the certain month or the event.
This art represents veterans' unique and personal journeys through creativity.
It's just really nice because people like to give veterans the honor that they deserve. People like to recognize whoever served the country.
This specific art will be shown through November 24th.
This event brings the community together through all the unique pieces that are showcased made by veterans. For the ONW Raven Network, this has been Zoriana. Wow, that was such an amazing experience.
Yes, it looked awesome. This weekend, our robotics team hosted a first LEGO League competition for younger kids who love Legos but want to get involved in robotics.
Let's take it to Bryson Dickey for an inside scoop.
What's up, Ravens? We're here today at First LEGO's annual league competition hosted by Olathe Northwest Robotics team. Let's get a look at how these teams compete together. It's for a chance to qualify for the league championship.
We build robots and we make them do mission models, and each mission model is worth so many points.
I have a daughter on the robotics team, and that's how I found out about this. And I volunteered last year for the first time, and it was really fun, you know, working with the little kids. So I wanted to come back today and help out.
These parents volunteer and work hard to make sure that each team gets the correct amount of practice time and their robots work properly during the competition.
I think there's a lot of competition, and I think the ones that start early have more of an advantage when they get older.
First LEGO League encourages young kids to get involved in the realm of robotics and introduces them with engineering skills. For the Raven Network, this has been Bryson Dickey.
Kids these days just keep getting more and more talented, and the future of robotics looks bright.
This past week, Miss Shadden was a guest speaker at the HOSA event.
Let's send it to Abigail for more on this event.
Overall brain and body health, and these are just some of the impacts that a lack of...
So HOSA is a medical club where basically students who are interested in becoming into like the medical profession, they can just kind of prep and do competitions to just prep for the field of their choice.
HOSA Club meetings go over different informative topics geared towards those with an interest in the medical field.
Today was about sleep cycles, and we learned how your sleep kind of affects your day-to-day life.
Each meeting has an interactive topic, with this last meeting being about sleep cycles with guest speaker Ms. Shadid.
That fewer than 1 in 4 high school students get to...
This club has taught me how to really stay organized and how to pursue something that I'm really interested in.
HOSA also works to impact the community with future projects, including creating baskets for hospital patients and with the menstruation drive they hosted the previous year. For the Raven Network, this has been Abigail Kilpatrick.
There are so many incredible stories all around us in the community.
Megan King got the opportunity to hear from some small businesses with an amazing mission.
At 13 years old, Hallie Vincent opened a one-of-a-kind store, 7 Stories.
We're a bookstore. We sell books, art, and gifts out of a very small space while also having kind of this philanthropic side.
7 Stories does a lot to benefit independently publishing local authors as well as other small businesses in the community. This leads to a lot on Hallie's plate as she is a full-time high school student.
I immediately ride a bus home, do chores, take out the dogs, and then I come here and I run my store.
Local businesses require the utmost amount of dedication to ensure that they thrive and give back to the community.
Occasionally I volunteer and I do work at other people's stores, and so it's definitely difficult.
All of this is incredibly time-consuming, especially when unforeseen circumstances arise.
I learned in May of this year that our building was being sold and that I'd have to find a new place to go.
Touring spaces and working with lawyers while being a full-time student is extremely challenging, so Hallie has a strong support system that she frequently relies on.
My mom, she runs this store when I'm at school. She's always been very much like, if you want to do something, you have to do it and you have to put it together. I can be very businessy, but then I am also a teenager at the end of the day.
As the youngest bookstore owner in America, Hallie's work with 7 Stories is nothing short of inspiring. For the Raven Network, this has been Megan King.
7 Stores is open Monday through Friday from 10 to 6 and 9 to 5 on Sundays.
Wow, our school and community has so many opportunities to get involved.
With that being said, that's all the time we have for today's show.
We will see you all next week. Raven Nation,
let's fly!